All right, hey guys, this is Dr. Don. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about intermittent fasting. Now there's different forms of intermittent fasting as far as how many hours you're fasting and how many hours that you're eating. The traditional intermittent fasting is a 16 and 8 schedule, meaning that 8 hours of the day you're consuming food, so basically 2 meals, and then for 16 hours you're allowing your body to fast. Now the reality is it takes about 12 hours after you've consumed food in order for your body to truly enter the state of fasting, and that's where you're really going to benefit from the different things that happen when you fast and the things that I'm going to talk to you about. Now, obviously diabetes is one of my passions. I help many diabetics over the years completely walk away from diabetes. And so, I'm going to discuss the overall benefits of intermittent fasting, but specifically going to apply these to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. And so, first thing I want to talk about is hormones. And so once your body goes into a fasting state, a lot of different things happen with your hormone levels. First and foremost, we're going to see a reduction in insulin, okay? And so the initial thing that happens when you lower your insulin levels is your body goes more into a fat burning mode instead of a sugar burning mode. And so inevitably, if you consistently are seeing yourself enter a fat burning state, obviously you're going to see yourself lose more weight, okay? But the thing is too, is as you reduce your insulin levels, your cells over time are going to become more sensitive to that insulin, therefore improving and even eliminating, in many cases, the insulin resistance or the type 2 diabetes. And so now that insulin is more effective in getting your sugar out of your blood and into your cells. Now, a couple of things that we see is HGH, human growth hormone. We do see an increase in that hormone. And again, that's another thing that's going to help increase fat burning, and also it's going to increase the building of muscle, okay? And so you're going to have more lean muscle on your body and less fat, and again, that also is going to help with the insulin resistance and with just overall health of the body. We also see an increase in neuroepinephrine. So again, when you decrease insulin, you increase HGH, human growth hormone, and neuroepinephrine. It's going to increase your metabolic rate. It's going to help get you into a fat burning mode. You're also going to be able to build lean muscle way more efficiently. And so obviously when you're doing intermittent fasting, if you're doing it correctly, you're going to be consuming less calories throughout the day, unless you're trying to make up for those calories with the 2 meals that you're consuming during your non-fasting hours, which again, that kind of defeats the purpose of intermittent fasting. So we don't want to be gorging during those 8 hours. We still want to consume a normal size meal, 2 of those normal size meals, maybe a snack in the evening before you go to bed. But again, increasing metabolic activity with the HGH going up, the neuroepinephrine going up, and the decrease in insulin, and then you're decreasing how many calories that you're consuming. So intermittent fasting is really working on both ends of the spectrum as far as helping your body, getting to a fat burning state and really trying to shed that extra poundage, especially around the belly where a lot of diabetics develop that extra weight. And so, again, you're really setting yourself up to help yourself lose weight. Now, if you've followed me long enough, that I don't want to focus on weight, because some of the same reasons that you have developed diabetes are some of the same reasons that you're overweight. Now, over the years, I've come across many diabetics that are not overweight. And so weight is not the primary driver of diabetes, but intermittent fasting will certainly help you burn weight, increase metabolic rate, and if you're doing it correctly, it's going to force your body to be consuming less calories throughout the day. Now, there's been studies show, and this, what I'm saying is not opinions. There's been studies showing that we've seen in a matter of time that just by intermittent fasting, it can decrease your fasting glucose up to 6%. Okay, but the biggest thing is your insulin levels, because again, in order for you to reverse diabetes, your cells have to become sensitive to insulin again. If not, you will never reverse the disease process, because the problem is not that you don't make enough insulin. The problem is that you don't utilize that insulin properly. So your cells becoming more sensitive to it, that insulin is going to be much more effective getting that sugar out of your blood and into your cells. So we see up to 30% reduction in your fasting insulin levels when you're doing intermittent fasting correctly. And so that can have a major positive impact on your overall diabetic condition and the insulin resistance. Some other major benefits is intermittent fasting, because of the positive impact it has on your immune system and the time it allows your body to actually get down to doing more cellular repair, decreasing oxidative stress and decreasing inflammation. These are all the things that lead to chronic disease. See, regardless of what kind of doctor you are, the one thing we all agree on is inflammation's driving all disease. And so if we can do something like intermittent fasting to help reduce that oxidative stress, reduce that inflammation, and increase cellular repair, then we're going to see your body heal from diabetes much faster. Now, you've heard me say it once, and I'll say it many, many times. There is no one diet for everybody. There is no, intermittent fasting may not work for everybody. I'm just giving you the science. I'm giving you the research behind intermittent fasting. It's something that I practice very, very often. Most all days I'm doing intermittent fasting. I might eat 3 meals during the weekends, if I'm having breakfast with the kiddos or something. But generally speaking, I do intermittent fasting pretty consistently. Now, when I talk about cellular repair, your cells go through a process called autophagy. And what that means is it's basically dumping the waste out of your cells. The cleaner and the more effective our cells are functioning, the faster our body can heal, the faster we can make more new tissue. And so cellular repair, again, huge benefit from doing intermittent fasting. At the end of the day, immune system function is very, very important. Your central nervous system, your brain and central nervous system, in my opinion, the most important system in your body. You can't replace your central nervous system like you can many other organs in your body. I believe that the second most important system in your body is your immune system. This is your body's ability to heal. This is your body's ability to fight foreign invaders. And so when you get into a fasting state, your immune system's able to start repairing itself, and it really will start to increase and maximize your immune system function, which is, again, very, very important, because if we know that inflammation drives all disease, anything we can do to reduce inflammation in our body, again, it's going to be moving us towards healthy, it's going to be moving us towards, non-insulin resistance and a non-diabetic condition a whole lot faster, okay? And so, with all this being said, again, intermittent fasting, the best way to do it is 16 and 8. I have some patients that try to, they like to do breakfast and lunch and skip dinner. Personally, I find that that's harder because, when the family sits down for dinner at night, it's harder to be not eating a meal, right? And so I do recommend doing lunch and dinner, the 8 hours of the day, 12 to 8 or 11 to 7 type of schedule that you're consuming food. And then, doing the 16 hours, you wait until 11 or 12 the next day before you have your next meal. So, again, I want to say that intermittent fasting can be amazing. There's a lot of doctors out there that promote intermittent fasting. I am one doctor that doesn't blanket statement. I don't do the same thing for every diabetic. There is no cookie cutter approach to reverse diabetes. And so intermittent fasting can be very beneficial for the reasons that I just talked about. And, that's just kind of scratching the surface. There's a lot of other benefits that your body's going to experience doing intermittent fasting. But we have to understand that any kind of fasting, it is a stress on the body. And there are many diabetics where their bodies just cannot handle stress. These are the diabetics where you get in a fight with your spouse or a coworker, or you get sick, you get stressed out about a child or something like that. What happens to your blood sugar? You're going to see your blood sugar start to creep up. Some diabetics, when they go and they exercise heavily because of that stress that they cannot handle, they see their sugars go up. And so for those of you that are doing intermittent fasting and you're not getting the results, or actually you're seeing your sugars go up, that is just not right for you. Okay, and so I see this way more common in females than I do in males. The number one reason is because females' stress hormones and steroid sex hormones, they use the same pathways. And so stress can make a female a lot sicker than men. Us guys, we have separate pathways. And so stress just doesn't negatively affect our physiology. I'm not talking about emotionally how it affects us, but physiologically how it affects our body, our endocrine system, our immune system, how it affects us. And our function can be completely different in everybody. And again, I see it much more commonly in my female patients. And so definitely encouraged to try intermittent fasting. Now, if you do it for a couple weeks and you're starting to get great results, but then all of a sudden your sugars are starting to creep up, or your pain and your joint pain and body aches and brain fog and those things are starting to creep back into your diet, again, you're stressed yourself out too long. You need to go back to, doing either less of a fasting time or just completely eliminate the intermittent fasting for a period of time. But these are the patients that, regardless of what you do, regardless of what you're eating, if you're intermittent fasting or not, if you're eating excellent or not, you're just having a hard time maintaining blood sugars. And at the end of the day, diet is only a part of your body's controlling blood sugar. Your thyroid, your liver, your pancreas, your adrenal glands or your stress glands that sit up on top of the kidneys, all of these organs and glands, they play a role in controlling glucose levels in the body. And so with most diabetics, diet isn't enough to reverse the process. You may see some improvement and then hit a plateau. You may see no improvement. You do drastic changes with your diet. I've even seen people start to go in the opposite direction and their sugars start to creep up even higher and higher. So those are the patients that I love to work with, because you have to dive deeper into the physiology, the endocrinology, the biochemistry on how the body controls blood sugar to find out why you as an individual has developed insulin resistance and why you continue to struggle maintaining a good blood sugar. So again, intermittent fasting can be amazing. I do recommend, regardless of what kind of condition you're dealing with, to try it, because you can have benefits in all those different areas that I talked about, from reducing oxidative stress, reducing inflammation, increasing cellular repair, increasing immune system function. I mean, again, the benefits go on, but if it's not working for you, or if you hit a plateau, I am the type of doctor that's able to test you much more in depth than your doctors are testing you, to really find out what's triggering the inflammation in your body, what's continuing to drive your diabetes, so that we can get you to a point to where you don't have to intermittent fast every day to have a normal blood sugar, or you don't have to eat perfect every day to have a normal blood sugar. So like always, guys, I always ask that you like the video if you got something out of it. Any questions or comments, definitely drop those in the comment box below. I love to engage with you all about your individual needs. Also, there's a link in the description below. It's just going to help you set up an individualized appointment with me if that's something that you're looking for. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm always putting out new videos like this. If you hit the bell icon, it'll notify you when I put out these new videos. But listen, at the end of the day, try intermittent fasting, see what it'll do for you. And if you need some more help, reach out to me. I'm here for you. God bless. Have a great day.